Our sideline boss just cleared up a major question mark regarding the offensive game plan for this upcoming weekend. Word around the sunny practice fields is that one highly debated depth piece officially secured his moment under the bright stadium lights. Now we know exactly who is taking those snaps. Smash the like button and subscribe for more content. Stetson Bennett will play in Saturday's preseason game against the Kansas City Chiefs, according to Los Angeles Rams head coach Sean McVay. This announcement ends the uncertainty surrounding our backup quarterback situation as we prepare for this opening contest. Bennett has demonstrated significant growth throughout training camp, consistently impressing the coaching staff with his development in this offense. While he lacks the extensive veteran experience we saw from Jimmy Garoppolo over the past 2 seasons, the organization clearly values the reps he is getting now. And here's why that's a big deal. Live game experience is the only way for a young player to truly refine his craft. Fans are eager to see if he can carry his recent momentum into this high-pressure environment. Bennett himself expressed excitement, noting that one must play football to actually improve at it. While we know rookie Ty Simpson will also see the field, the exact distribution of snaps remains a mystery for now. Will McVay lean toward an extended look for Bennett in the first half to build his confidence? Or will he prioritize a quick rotation to evaluate the younger talent on the roster? That choice carries weight because we need a reliable primary backup behind Matthew Stafford should any issues arise during the long regular season. The coaching staff has shown authentic confidence in his trajectory this offseason, but the game field is where that trust is truly tested. Can he execute the offense with the same precision under the bright lights of a real matchup? We saw him take the bulk of the work during his earlier preseason appearances, but this time feels different given the current depth chart. How much time he spends under center this Saturday will ultimately define exactly how the front office views our immediate future at this position. The decision to feature Stetson Bennett on the field this Saturday represents a deliberate effort by Sean McVay to solidify the structure of our quarterback room behind Matthew Stafford. Given the depth chart shifts we have experienced over recent seasons, including the tenure of figures like John Wolford and Bryce Perkins, this move signals a pivot toward maximizing the development of younger assets. Now, here's the thing. The internal discussions led by quarterbacks coach Dave Ragone clearly prioritize live game evaluation as the final step in determining if our current depth meets the standard. It is rare to see the team commit to splitting reps this early. Yet the coaching staff is signaling that they are comfortable with a more competitive environment than in previous years. Are we finally seeing a permanent shift in how this team handles the backup role? Bennett has been vocal about his hunger to perform, emphasizing that physical experience on the turf remains the most effective way to sharpen his command of the playbook. While Ty Simpson will also get his chance to shine during the contest against the Chiefs, the specific timing of Bennett's involvement will likely reveal how much weight the organization places on his rapid progression since training camp began. The front office knows that having a ready-to-go reserve is a necessity for a team with high aspirations, especially considering the toll of a full professional schedule. Watching him operate during the upcoming series will give us a much clearer picture of his readiness compared to his previous outings. Will his growth be enough to convince the coaching staff that he is the definitive answer? Or are we looking at a situation that stays fluid all the way through the final roster cuts? That confirms the path forward for our signal callers, so let's talk about what this means for the team. This is where it gets real, because the commitment to playing Stetson Bennett alongside Ty Simpson against the Kansas City Chiefs isn't just about preseason rotation. It defines our internal preparation for the long haul. For us, the stakes center on establishing reliable insurance behind Matthew Stafford, especially as the coaching staff looks to measure how far Bennett has progressed since he arrived. We need to see if his training camp rhythm survives the transition into a live, high-speed game environment. That is the only way to gauge true depth. Having 2 players fighting for snaps suggests the team isn't settling for the status quo. If Bennett secures his role, he provides us with a younger, developing presence that we haven't seen in previous years, moving past the reliance on older veterans who have cycled through the roster recently. The shift impacts how we handle the upcoming schedule, as every snap in Kansas City serves as a direct test of the offensive execution Dave Ragone is building. Does this give us an edge against our division rivals? Possibly, because it signals that our backups are getting quality, meaningful reps early rather than waiting for an emergency. We aren't just looking to fill a spot on the roster. We are hunting for legitimate confidence in the guys who step in when the starter needs a breather. Can Bennett rise to that challenge under the bright lights? Watching his performance against a tough opponent will tell the story of whether our depth chart is ready to support a serious playoff run. We have the pieces, but this rotation is where we start turning those possibilities into an actual, reliable, and functional reality for our football future. Pushing Stetson Bennett onto the field against the Kansas City Chiefs represents a calculated gamble by Sean McVay that could finally stabilize our depth. The primary upside here is simple: game speed validation. We have watched him progress through training camp, yet the jump from practice to a live defensive rush remains the ultimate hurdle for any young signal caller. If he performs well, the front office justifies its continued faith in his development. However, the downside is equally clear. If Bennett struggles under pressure, we might be left questioning our contingency plans behind Matthew Stafford. And I cannot stress this enough. The decision to split snaps with Ty Simpson adds a layer of uncertainty. By rotating these two, McVay keeps the competition open, which prevents anyone from getting too comfortable in the backup role. Some observers suggest that relying on untested talent is a high-stakes move compared to past rosters, and they have a point. The team is clearly looking for a specific spark that previous backups like Bryce Perkins or John Wolford occasionally provided. Are we genuinely ready to rely on an unproven arm if the season hangs in the balance? That is the question keeping many of us up at night. While Bennett brings a different skill set than what we saw from veteran Jimmy Garoppolo, the pressure to execute effectively is much higher now. Here's where I land on this. I appreciate the commitment to giving our younger players, like Bennett and Simpson, the opportunity to earn their stripes in a real stadium. That said, I remain skeptical about whether a few series will actually clarify our long-term answer. It is a necessary trial, but let us hope the coaching staff has a clear backup strategy if this experiment does not yield the immediate, reliable results we desperately need for a successful campaign. When you synthesize the confirmed news that Stetson Bennett is playing Saturday against the Kansas City Chiefs with the broader organizational goal of testing our depth, a clear picture of our path forward emerges. This decision confirms that the coaching staff remains committed to developing young quarterbacks who can handle the pressure of this high-octane offense. For us as fans, we should feel optimistic because this approach prioritizes long-term stability over temporary convenience. Watching how Bennett handles this game speed after his training camp growth provides a true baseline for his future potential. And that changes everything regarding our internal confidence in the current roster construction. We are moving away from the past reliance on veteran stopgaps, aiming instead to cultivate a reliable system from within that can withstand the rigors of an entire season. Does this signify that Sean McVay finally trusts his younger options to step into the backup role? Or is the split with Ty Simpson merely a way to delay making a difficult decision before the final roster cuts? I genuinely want to hear your thoughts on this strategy in the comments below. Based on what we have seen during camp, are you confident that Stetson Bennett can secure the backup job once and for all this Saturday? Or would you rather see the team continue to prioritize a broader rotation between him and Ty Simpson? Your perspective matters as we determine if this front office is taking the right approach for our future success behind Matthew Stafford. If you enjoyed the video, do not forget to like it and subscribe to the channel. Ram it! I'll see you in the next one. With the draft approaching quickly, we will be breaking down every potential prospect that could help bolster this roster.